This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2024 Raptor Carbon Series WFO 30 or 30 WFO toy hauler. Okay, so starting at the door side rear here, you have power stabilizers. One switch controls both rear. Another switch controls both front. You have power here. And then, of course, TV signal out here. You have a power awning with LED strip. Two speakers, lighted outside speakers. Here's your front stabilizers and switch right here. Okay. Here you have pass-through storage. I'll show you the controls on the other end there. Okay. You have two, this is a test tank here, but you have two 30-pound LP tanks. You have a power tongue jack. Okay. You have a deep cycle marine battery and a kill switch for the battery right there to shut it off. Okay. Come back over to here, the other end of the pass-through storage in the front. And this switch here is for the solar panel. You can shut it off if you choose to. It's on right now. This blue device is your solar controller. Now what you'll have to do is you'll have to download the app, this Victron Energy app right here, and then connect it to this unit right here. The temporary password is 6 zeros, so 0 6 times and it'll log you on. I've already updated the firmware, I've already updated the software, so it's current, so you'll just have to connect and you'll be all set. Now this right now, this is doing all the job of a solar controller, obviously, but it has no readout on it. The readout is on your phone. So once you put the app on the phone, you'll be able to see the most important thing, the DC voltage of your system, right? And then it'll show you the amperage gain for your system, how many amps you're gaining from the solar panel, sunlight that's being converted into electricity, DC electricity, and stored in your battery. So it'll the most common screen will show you on the upper right hand corner. It'll show you the DC current, and then it'll show you the amperage DC amps that are being stored in your battery, so you get an idea of how much is being converted. Okay. So keep that in mind. It tells you a lot more things also, but those are the two most common that people look for, okay? And that's all done with the app. Okay, so these are your water hookups here. The most common way to get water to the trailer is the city water hookup right here. You just screw the hose on there from your city water hookup and you're all set. Now if you're camping someplace that doesn't have city water, if you're kind of boondocking or whatever, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank right here. Right, so you fill it up, and then you can use the onboard pump to pump the water. So basically, all the plumbing will work as though you have city water. You'll just be pumping it from the fresh water tank, okay? All right. So as we move on, you have an outside shower. Then you have your dump valves right here. You have your black tank valve right here, which is toilet water and waste. You have your gray tank here, sink and shower water. And then you have your black tank flush valve. So the idea is, like it says on the sticker, never turn on the water unless your black tank valve is open completely. So after you dump your black tank, you'll leave the valve open, right? Then you hook the hose of the dump station right on here, turn it on, it'll spray out your black tank. It'll clean off the center so you get a really good reading, that sort of thing. So if there's a working hose at the dump station, I highly recommend it. Just make sure you leave the valve, the gate valve for the black tank dump open. Okay. All right. This also has a on-demand water heater. So I just want to show you two things out here. This is a rocker switch to turn it on and off. Right. Once summertime hits, you'll just leave it in the on position, basically. But it's good to know that it's there. And of course, there's a fuse in here also. That's good to know that it's there. The switch to operate this is inside. I'll show it to you in a few minutes. Basically, the thing to remember is there's a safety on the switch. And if there's no water that can be called up, let's say the city water isn't hooked up and turned on, or the fresh water tank doesn't have water in it, and the pump's on, it won't run. It won't even light on gas. So you have to keep in mind that you have to have water to be heated, or it'll just completely lock out. So you don't run your burner with no water in it. So keep in mind that's a safety thing. We'll talk about that more when we get inside. Okay. I'll just basically repeat what I just told you, but you have to have water, either the city water hooked up and on, or water in your fresh water tank with the pump on for it to work. Okay, so this is your 50 amp system here. You can see we give you a reducer, 2 to reduce it down to a 30, and then again down to a 20. So you have basically all the options covered. So that's that. This is just cable, campground cable and satellite through to the inside of the trailer. It says it has a walkable roof. Keep in mind that the manufacturer states you should inspect your roof every 90 days or so. So you want someone to go up there and look around, make sure there's no damage to it by low branches or road debris, no gaps in the caulk or any kind of a separation in the sealant, that sort of thing. You want to make sure it's good and tight and in good shape. That's why someone has to go up there and look at it every 90 days or so, because you can't see anything from the ground. You have to go up there to see what's happening. So you're just protecting your own investment, so make sure you keep after that, okay? That should be part of your regular maintenance. Now this is your back door. I'm not going to bring it down. We'll do that when you pick up, because I have the camera here in only one hand to work with, so we'll do that for you when you get here. But that's the garage door. It either turns into a ramp, or you can hook up the cables and it'll turn into a patio with a railing around it. So it's very nice. Okay, let's go inside here. Okay. Shut the music off he's got going here. Okay, this is just stuff they're working with right here. They're still cleaning up a bit. Okay, so you just come in the door right here. So here's your control panel right here. You have your slide room here, switch, and then you have your power awning switch here. Never leave the awning out unattended if you're not going to be at the campsite. Roll it in so it doesn't get damaged by the weather. You turn your water pump on here. That pump is used to pump water out of the fresh water tank if you don't have city water. It's also used to winterize the trailer. Your awning light here, and then your other interior lights here. Okay. And then of course your levels. Battery is charged, fresh water's empty, black is empty. There's only one black tank, so we don't pay attention to black tank 2 and your gray, so on and so forth. When it comes to your on-demand water here, so you remember I showed you there's a switch on the outside, just so you know it's there. It's on right now, but keep in mind. Now this will not fire up unless there's city water hooked up to it, or there's water in the fresh water tank and the pump is turned on. So you have to have water available, you know, so when you turn your hot water on, it'll call for it. Otherwise it'll just lock itself out so you don't damage it. So keep that in mind. Right now, let's do it this way. Right now we've got it set at 124 degrees Fahrenheit. Some people run it at 115, it's up to you. But that's done with these up and down arrows. Of course, you can change it from Celsius to Fahrenheit here. Here's your on and off. But it'll just give you basically a non-stop flow of hot water, which is great for a travel trailer because, you know, when it comes to the shower, especially if more than one person is going to be using it, you never have enough water, but with this you will, so it's a great thing, okay? Over here is your thermostat mode button right here. Right now we've got heat with the fan on 0, which is typical of heating. That's what you're looking for. Hit the mode button. You can see you go through all the different options: cool, heat, fan. If I come back around here, you can pick the different fan speeds and the mode, and right there is off. So if you hold the mode button for maybe about 3 to 5 seconds, it'll shut off. And the same thing to turn it on. You just want to push the mode button and hold it till it lights up. Okay. This device down here is your power converter right here. This converts AC to DC power. So right here we've got, when you're plugged into shore power, you got regular 110 AC circuit breakers right here, and they're all labeled, all right? Then on this side you got 12 volt DC fuses, and they're labeled. So the shore power AC is converted to 12 volt DC on this side. And then it senses your battery, and it'll tell you how much energy your battery needs or has, and it'll send as many amps necessary to charge up your battery, as long as you're plugged in. So while you're plugged in, this power converter is going to charge your battery. When you're pulling down the road, your tow vehicle's alternator will send DC through your charge line and charge your battery. And then your solar panel will be charging your battery throughout the day as it can, depending on the conditions, okay? So 3 different ways to charge your battery. Remember what I said about downloading the app for your solar controller, okay? All right. Now this device here is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. It should always be green. It detects carbon monoxide buildup or LP gas. So it's very important, obviously. It should always be working. This is, if you wanted to mount a TV in here, this is where it goes, obviously. Your radio is here, AM/FM radio. It has a USB drive on it. It has Bluetooth, so you can stream from your phone or your tablet, and it has inside and outside speakers. So Zone A is inside the trailer, Zone B is outside the trailer. This is just more stuff that we're getting together. This is your literature. When it comes to your range, I don't know if he's got the gas turned on at this moment. Yeah, it is. So you got the 3 burners here, 3 knobs for the 3 burners. This is the sparker. You turn it to spark, and that's the oven. So it's just like that, very simple. Okay, you have a light here, and always travel with this in the down position. Okay, you have a light here, fan. You have your microwave, works like any other microwave. Your refrigerator is a 12 volt DC refrigerator. Remember to always latch this like so the doors don't get dinged up when you're going down the road. But you got 12 volt DC refrigerator. Okay. This we can go over with you when you pick up the. You have an upper bunk, obviously, and then you have this folds into a bed, and it also folds out of the way for your four-wheelers or dirt bikes or whatever you have. And then it'll fold into like a seating position also. So it does all that. Okay. Let me look around here, make sure I'm not forgetting anything. I think we've got it. They're telling us, this thing with the blue tag on it, you can scan that code. That's basically a router. There's basically a router box that would connect right to that circular plastic piece. And then there's an antenna that'll go on the roof right above that. There's also a port on the roof for it. Basically, it will improve your family's public Wi-Fi. It's a signal booster, built-in firewall and all that good stuff. So it just gives you a better Wi-Fi experience if your family uses a lot of it, which I'm sure they do. So it's pre-wired for that. And if you're interested, just scan the code and see what pre-wired options they have, okay? The one that you normally see, like I said, has got about maybe an 8-inch by 8-inch or 10-inch by 10-inch white box that goes right there on the ceiling, and then there's an antenna that goes on the roof for Wi-Fi. So that's an option, along with the backup camera. Okay, so the sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. You have a fan and a light here, right, for the ceiling. The toilet works like all RV toilets. It sits right over a black tank, and basically when you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water. You'll come in here, you'll put a dose of chemical right in the bowl. Then you'll step on the pedal and hold it down and let at least a gallon of water swirl into the black tank along with the chemical. You can use more than a gallon, but don't use less. So you figure at least a gallon of water and a dose of chemical, then you're ready to use it. If you don't do that, it can get clogged up, and it also will smell super terrible. So you always want chemical and water in there before you start using it, okay? That's antifreeze there. We're still cleaning. You see stuff that needs to be cleaned up. We're still working on it. Okay, what else do we have here? Let's see. Okay, so you have a second air conditioner in here. That's why you have the 50 amp system. So now you have a second air conditioner, which makes it really great in the dead of summer, especially when you're in the south or the southwest. But it pretty much applies to everywhere, you know. So you have that. There's some storage underneath the bed here. You have a clothes chute, all the usual stuff. TV hookup here. You can get a bracket that mounts and then swings out this way, so you can see it while you're laying down. You have a clothes wardrobe type closet here. Okay. Emergency escape window here. Oh, come on now. Don't fight me now. It is fighting me. There we go. So you'll put this all the way through. I mean, you can latch it there for airflow, but you push it all the way through. Then you grab this little knob and pull the screen out, and that way you can escape during an emergency from the front of the trailer. Okay. These are also GFCI plugs. Every plug in the trailer is wired through a GFCI. So if you pop it outside, you're gonna have to reset it inside. Okay. Alrighty. So I think that about does it here. After you see your, if you come and look around the trailer and you watch your video, he'll have questions for us and we'll go through it with you then also. Okay. Alrighty. So please remember what I said about inspecting the roof. Well, first I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Second of all, remember to inspect your roof every 90 days or so. That's important for all trailers, not just this one. Right now, it's in winter mode, so all the water's been purged from the system with antifreeze, and so it's set for the winter. Remember, you just basically, because you don't have a water heater tank anymore because it's on demand, you don't have to worry about dealing with that. So you're just going to flush the chemical out of it, the antifreeze out of it, and in the springtime you'll be all set, okay? Okay, thank you very much.